What's your whack?
Whack. Let me come in this way. Actually,
It's a one-word answer. You either know it or you don't.
How did you come up with the name
that is a
StephMich?
misspell there. It's actually
Is that the
StephMich.
spelling of enterprise?
No, sir.
Yay! I am an entrepreneur. Yes, I mean enterprise. Why would he spell it as price as well? Yay! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Like what are we watching? Guys, I swear down, everything everything that happened in the Lion's Den episode 2, is exactly what is happening in a lot of businesses in Nigeria and maybe in the world. Like, hey, the first guy literally just fall our hand. My God, like seriously, guy. You know, sometimes when they say people move faster than their shadows, you know, I literally now understand what that means right now. I mean, guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Julie J. You're welcome to Personality Highlights today. The epic entrepreneur that I probably want to talk about, like I truly want to talk about. I mean, if it was possible, I think I would have just loved to just talk about each of these entrepreneurs and their businesses, you know, on separate videos. So I don't know if I have the time to do that, but anyways, let's talk about everything that went down in the episode 2 in the Lion's Den, guys. Entrepreneurs Day, Business Owners Day. But please, if you're hopping into my channel for the very first time, take a minute to hit on the red subscribe button to be a part of this family. In this space, reality shows is a big topic, social issues, trending topics, personality typos, and all the kind of things are the things that I do here. Please just subscribe if you like content that's around things that I just talked about right now, and turn on post notification so that you'd always get alerts of my video every time I share new content. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if any of the things that I say here, you know, make some kind of sense to you. So let's dive into it. Pardon my laughing, but seriously, the clips that I watched, like these clips that we actually saw in the Lion's Den episode 2 is over hilarious. The first business to pitch was StephMich Global Enterprise. And basically they introduced themselves as a student loaning company. They said something about quick cash, that they render financial services to students in campuses, in universities in Nigeria. And you know, the big bite of the whole thing is they're asking for actually some money into their business. They're actually asking for 15 million naira for a 30% equity share for investing in their business. So guys, I mean, literally when he pitched it, he sounded like a normal business, but you know, after the pitch, there's always a question and answer. And I swear down, when the question and answer came, it was it was a different ball game entirely. The composure was not there, content was missing. Like, this dude seriously was just in business because they say it is good to be an entrepreneur. So he's a 400 level student. Well, of course, people start businesses even at a younger age, even people who are not in university. And the questions from the Lions, oh my God, hey. I swear down, the questions was just crazy. Like, at the point, the dude didn't even know, he didn't even understand any term in his niche. And you know, literally it was more like they had to give him some education, like, you know. I mean, it was like, in fact, the straw that broke the camel's back was when Kiara actually told him to share his inspiration behind his business name, and he now said there was a typographical error. Like, I don't understand. He made the banner, he looked at it, so he didn't know that there was a typographical error before he brought it to the den. I mean, a business like this, I mean, they gave their numbers, but seriously, everything they said really sounded laughable. I'm running a business in just WhatsApp and saying that. So literally everything that this dude was posing in his business, like seriously right now, even before I continue with anything I'm saying, I will just give you one advice. So if you are thinking of coming to a reality show, especially if you're thinking of coming to the Lion's Den, guys, with a legit business that is registered, and you know you have been doing mago, or you know you don't understand your business, it's better you don't come and disgrace yourself, because exposing these things will put you at risk. Like, I'm just wondering the kind of things. In fact, like, this dude literally shouldn't have a business at the moment, because he does not understand anything. I mean, saying that he had 3 lawyers, like, I was even thinking that it was a big company, it was a big business, like he knew his onions. Coming with his accountant, probably was just his friend that tagged along and posed as an accountant. Like, accountant, no, guys, it was literally a laughable matter. Like, I don't think I have the energy to keep talking about this, so I don't keep laughing throughout this whole thing. But literally, this is like what a lot of businesses are lacking. A lot of business lack information about their business. A lot of business lack value. They don't even understand the value, the size of that. They don't understand their numbers. And I think as a business owner, the first thing you need to do is to do your homework, to understand if you're even doing the business you should be doing. I think there's this rush into becoming a business owner, into becoming an entrepreneur. Like, that name, entrepreneurship, sounds so interesting. People just want to become that for just any reason, and it's really laughable. I mean, watching this guy disgrace himself on screen tells us that there's a lot of problem, and I think there's a lesson to learn, 1 or 2 lessons, if not more. Guys, if you're not watching the Lions Den, please, I beg you at this moment, don't fail any of my reviews, because I'll take my time to talk about it. Anyways, the second entrepreneur who got in. So guys, in the second episode, we had 4. So for every episode, there's always 4 entrepreneurs who come to pitch. Somehow, in this particular episode, only 1 entrepreneur got lucky. Keep watching so you know which of the entrepreneurs got lucky. So the second person that we saw was a guy that was Daniel. Daniel came to pitch his company, SRG, and they were actually a water transport company. And he talked about a lot of things. His presentation was fantastic. I mean, everything he sounded was, he talked in a very eloquent manner. Like, everybody was connecting to everything he was saying. But then, guys, when questions started coming in, hey, you see that question and answer? I swear down, it's teaching me a lot of things about how prepared I need to go and, structure my business. Because basically, a lot of questions will throw you off balance if you don't know what you're doing in business. Basically, guys, a lot of questions were thrown at this guy. At the end of the day, there was this crazy revelation.
Do you have any debts?
Yes, sir, we do. How much debt? Presently, roughly 50.
What's your debt from?
Individual and some of the shacks,
What
microfinance.
interest on average is the 50 million debt?
96%.
What?
It's not.
Excuse me?
Yes.
96% loan. Like, I don't understand. It literally, like, it was really, really so, like, when Kiara asked this question, how do you sleep at night? I completely understood where he was coming from. Because how can you be owing that much money and sound this positive? Like, seriously, this entrepreneurship thing, it's a big deal. It's not for lily-livered people. Like, you just have to have that mind. And I looked at it like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, super crazy. And basically, I think this is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like to take loans, because these people just want to take their, profit. They want to make their investment turnovers like very fast. Their interest rates are always very, very high. And literally, this is one of the reasons why a lot of small businesses crash, like, before they even started. When most of the Lions kept opting out of the offer, even though his business looked really, Adenike opted out. Even she said that he looked animated. That was actually a laughable statement. And then, everybody was really giving a reason why they didn't want to be a part of it, until Dan came in. And I think there's something very, very unique about Dan. Like, the kind of questions he asks very, very interesting questions. Like, his questions will always make you, like, think and understand that, hey, this is something you should look out for. Anyway, at the end of the day, 4 of the Lions opted out, and Dan actually gave Daniel an opportunity to invest in his business. And then the offer was to give him the money he needs. He was actually asking for 70 million naira for an equity share of 10%. One thing I've noticed about most of these entrepreneurs who come for this show is they are always looking for 10%, 5%, like something that will not break their back, which is totally understandable. But looking at the investors, like they are sharks, right? They're coming in for the big thing, they're lions. Anyway, so Kiara asked the very, very interesting question, and the question was, how do you want to share the 70 million? Because he was asking for 70 million from the Lions. So he talked about publicity, buying a new boat, and refurbishing his old one. And then that was when some of the Lions chipped in, like, why buy a new boat? Because the new boat will cost you 40 million. So, and, that was where the questions started coming in. And, I think I really liked that question. That about service, understanding if your business is going to be a service-based business or an asset-based business. And seriously, guys, even for a fact, being an entrepreneur, I think I understand the concept of sticking to a service-based company than becoming an asset-based company. Because there is more money for the asset-based company, but it takes a lot of the chunk of the capital if you don't have it. It takes a lot of running cash to be able to do these things. So, there was this advice on you should consider working on his business being a service-based than an asset-based. Because, basically starting a business and investing about 12 million, 30 million and still owing loan and of like 50 million and, paying at a turnover at an interest rate of 96%. That was super crazy. Luckily for Daniel, SRG, he got an offer from Dan, and the offer was that they were going to give him 70 million, 50 million to pay off his debts, and then 20 million to invest in his business, but with a share equity against what he was seeking for of 40%. Unfortunately, he didn't want to take it because he felt like it was too high, and he had been working for most of the investors in his business all his life. Like, literally, it looked like he had been working so much. Somebody who pays 96%, almost 100%, is super crazy. So eventually, he took a minute, made a call. When they get an offer, they always have this opportunity to take a decision, and they could advocate by calling somebody and then make an informed decision. So he called somebody up, and it was like a 50-50 chance. It's either you take this or you leave it and you go back to your debt and no way to come up. But basically, I think I really love the fact that this Lions Den is really helping a lot of businesses. Like, I will not even lie, I love the fact that it's helping a lot of businesses. At the end of the day, they got a deal at 40% against what he wanted, but it was a good one. Eventually, it was a good one. And I think I love the fact that these investors see businesses, like they see business opportunities when they look at this entrepreneur. So that was that for the second participant. The third person was Clique, Classic Clique. So Classic Clique came next, third, and they were asking for 10 million Naira for a 10% equity share. The presentation was with kids, dancing, and basically there was a display of how the games work, that it's a learning and, interactional, kiddies kind of thing. And then anyways, eventually, and she made her presentations. Questions were thrown back to back. A lot of very, very, very important, interesting questions were asked. And one of the biggest hindrances that most the Lions noticed in her business was that her business was not online, because people like Adenike pointed out that they could just go to YouTube and Google and watch and learn anything you want to learn for free without paying a dime. Basically, they were just looking at the loopholes behind the business. From Mrs. Adenike's interference, facial expression, and how she was, making conversations, it was very, very obvious that she was in the show. She was in for an investment. And she actually said she was interested in investing, but the only reason why she was going to be investing, or the only condition she was going to be using to invest, is if another lion would be a part of the investment. Unfortunately, everything went round. All the lions gave their reasons why they were not going to be coming in. People like Wanibe, Mr. Manibe pointed out the fact that she said she was online, but she had Gmail as her contact detail. And guys, at that point, I was like, hey, a lot of you who are me and us, we make these mistakes. So the very big stumbling block behind getting an investor, one of the lions investing in her business, was they all said the same thing, that her business didn't have any digital footprints. There was no digital mapping. There was no scalability for the business, that it was just totally manual, automated, and that the numbers were too small, that instead of 100 plus kids, that she'd be looking at the thousands. So at that point, classic Clique, even though the name sounded cliquey, like there should be some digital interface that is actually working for her business, she unfortunately lost out from the pitching, and she left empty-handed. Like at the end of the day, when Mrs. Adenike could not find another lion to join her, she eventually had to opt out because of a lot of reasons that she stated. But one good part about why I love this particular pitch from Classic Clique was, at the end of the day, Mrs. Adenike could understand that she needed mentorship, she needed help to get more clarity, to understand how to structure her business and scale it. So she got a mentorship deal, which was, I think, is actually very brilliant, which is also a leg in to, enjoying added privileges of, having a mastermind, take her through what it means to run a business like that. And the offer was 1 hour coaching, free coaching, 1 hour on weekends. And I think it was a win-win, if you ask me, even though the money didn't come through, because I actually feel at the stage at which her business is, she probably might not even understand what to do with the money, even though she knows exactly, like, it might not be, there's something about investors saying yes and no to your business. Like, they see, like, this business is not ready for investment. And basically, I think that was the impression that most of the lions had. They felt the business was still at a stage where it needed to scale. There needed to be more structure in the business for it to be investable. Unfortunately, even though Mrs. Adenike really wanted to invest, she didn't, but she offered mentorship in place, and I think it's still a big one. So that's three businesses that came into the lion's den, the second episode, right, and didn't get any money. They didn't get a dime. They did not get a dime. No. The second person actually got money. I'm sorry to say that. The first person, of course, didn't get a dime. The second person was Daniel, the shipping transport business. He got 70 million. Unfortunately, Classic Clique did not get any money, but she got mentorship. So I think the only person who lost out from the 3 people that came forward so far is actually Mr. StephMich or Enterprise. The fourth person, the fourth business that pitched was Fichayo, and it was a cleaning services and organizing company that was into cleaning houses, rendering, those kind of services to people who needed them. And, after the pitching, they were very vibrant. I will not even lie. I think the energy was really right. And it actually made them like get, deeper, get attention from the lions. Questions were asked, the background of, and they gave out some information. Now, there was a question Mr. Dan asked, which is the company registered? And he said it was like a Delaware company, that it was registered in the United States, and that, but it's also still registered in Nigeria. And so basically, I think Mr. Dan kind of turned him down. Like it was a big turn off for him, because he felt like one of the aims behind the reality show is actually to promote Nigerian businesses, and then having a US-based business, wasn't like the objective of the reality show. I think that was why he had his sentiments. He was sentimental about investing, and he actually opted out not investing. Anyways, eventually, after the merry-go-round of questions and answers and maneuvering and, steady, the lions were really trying to understand the numbers. And I mean, guys, when you have entrepreneurs like that who are whiz, who understands their calculation, who have their finance, who have their calculators working for them, who understand what it means to invest and make money back, the questions was actually very, very interesting questions that were asked. And of course, there was this question, Mr. Wanibe pointed out that it wasn't actually a tech company, that it was more of a digitally savvy, that just had payment portals and automated booking available, that there was nothing techy about it. And I actually agree with him. Basically, at the end of the day, the offer Fichayo was asking for was actually, they were asking for 30 million naira for a 5% equity share. Of course, the lions that we know would not even go for something less than 10%. They would always want to go for something higher. Because basically, after watching some of the episodes, I just noticed that most of the lions wouldn't want to go for something less. Like, they want more. Lions share is what they want. They don't want a rat share. So 30 million was what was asked for 5% equity share, which was, of course, not something that was agreed upon. So Bolaji actually came forward and actually gave them an offer, which was pretty interesting, because some of the lions had actually rejected. So Bolaji, he's the founder and CEO of Den Hill Chapel. Yeah. So he offered to invest, and he said he was willing to do it with another lion. The offer was they were going to pay 50 million in equity and 50 million naira. So it was like 30 million naira, but at a 33% equity share and not 5% equity share. So guys, if you look at the margins, I think the margins were really high, 33. And the Fichayo team decided to go for, like, go think about it, talk it through. They came back with a counter offer, which was not also accepted by Bolaji because they felt like they needed something reasonable that was worth their time. At the end of the whole battle of pricing, counter pricing, counter negotiations, it all ended with Fichayo getting a 30 million naira deal with 33% equity share. Guys, so it literally means that in the episode 2 of the Lions Den, these guys gave out 100 million naira. I don't know if you have your calculators on. I don't know if you're calculating this thing, but this is real money. This is real investment. I think this reality show is actually very educative. It's value bound. Like, there's so much value in it, and I won't even lie, I'm really impressed. Like, the first episode, we noticed they offered 140 million to the 2 businesses they invested in, and this time again they invested in 2 businesses again, 100 million. That's about 240 million naira in just 2 episodes. Guys, if that is not enough money or a lot of money to you, it definitely is for me. Guys, that was literally what happened in the episode 2 in the Lions Den. I hope you found value. Let me know your thoughts about the reality show. Is it something you're following up? Is it the kind of content you want? Are you trying to understand the dynamics of how to build a business, that you need to have a digital footprint, you need to know your numbers, you need to not take loans that would kill you, you need to understand the kind of business you're going to, you need not to go into a business because of the excitement or the enthusiasm you have for entrepreneurship. Like, there were loads and loads of lessons to learn from the episode 2 of the Lions Den. Guys, I will not even lie, there was so much to learn from it. I hope you enjoyed my review. Please don't forget to subscribe, and of course check out my older videos on the things that I've been sharing here. I still have so much more to share, and I'm just going to be taking my time to keep unleashing content on this particular reality show, because I think it's a banger and there's so much value in it. Thank you so much. I'm going to see you all in another episode. For now, have a fantastic day. Bye bye.